there countries that you say, hey, man, we're not that bad in Nigeria. Or these guys are just like us, man. Like, probably worse. I don't know, maybe like the traffic, maybe like their government.
Yeah.
Like, are there places like that you've been to?
Oh, plenty. When I get to those kind of places, I'm like, they are just abusing us in Nigeria for nothing. There are people out there who are worse than us. Detty December is slowly cleaning our image. Detty December is slowly making people see that this country is not as dangerous as they have been making it out to be. Detty December. Look, if our government knows what they are doing, they should latch on. This is more, you see, God gives people opportunities at different points in their life. I feel like Detty December, it's an opportunity that God has given to us. If our eyes will be open and we harness it well, I just feel like I can make it work. To be honest with you, as of today, the only reason why I want another passport is because of mobility, ease of travel.
Yeah.
I've cried at
because
so
you've been
many
doing
borders.
all this and it's Nigerian passport you've been using.
All of my Nigerian passports. You see that 99 countries is all of my Nigerian passports. Visas is not beans.
Yeah.
Within Africa alone, we need 35 visas to travel around.
Just
We have
crazy.
54 countries in Africa. I need 35 visas to travel within Africa. So even within my continent alone, safe is a problem. Foreigners have easier access to Africa than Africans have access to our own continent.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the coffee table. My name is Dre, and of course, we do this every fortnight on this channel, Nairametrics TV. If you're not following us, do subscribe on YouTube and hit that notification button. The coffee table is where we talk about business, the economy in general, and I get to talk to some of the amazing minds in their field of endeavor. And today, I'm super excited to have someone that I am also a fan of, right? Someone's charming, the charming and beautiful Bethia Idoko. Hey, Bethia.
Hi, Hugo. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming around. See, guys, it's not easy having this because I'm sure if you guys follow Bethia on social media, you know she's hardly in one place. Bethia is always traveling. Always traveling. And that kind of got me interested in this world of travel and trying to figure out, you know, what exactly is in that economy, especially for people who really love to travel. I mean, there's just people who just love traveling and visiting countries. Bethia, how many countries have you visited so far?
99.
99?
Yep. I'm
99. Hey, I guess that 100 countries is going to be a very lucky one.
Oh, yes. Just around the corner.
I guess so. I know, probably in a few days' time. All right, so let's get to it. Welcome to the coffee table.
Thank you.
I want to start first with travel. Like, I've known you for over a decade now, Bethia.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, and initially, I didn't think, were you always into travel all that time? Because I think we were more associated with like
real estate.
Yeah, real estate
Yes.
and tech even at some point.
Yes, actually. So even at that time, I was already in travel, but then not as much as now. And then also, I was hardly in the social media space as at that time. So, you know, these days, everybody gets to find out more about you from the social media, for a lot of people, though. So then I wasn't much into the social media, but I had started traveling, but not with as much frequency. I was more in real estate was what I was known more for, and then tech as well. But over the years, it kind of grew. And my passion shifted. Real estate was never a passion. It was something that gave me money, and good money too, to be able to fund my life. But then travel, that's definitely where my passion is.
So you always had this passion as a kid or?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Since I was a little girl, I was always very curious as to what is outside of Nigeria. I had a lot of curiosity to know what was outside. And then at the time, I remember my dad got us this thing back in the day called Enkata. Gen Zs don't know what Encarta is.
That was Microsoft Encarta. It's like
Yes.
so encyclopedia like that.
Exactly. So that was like one of the biggest ways I could see anywhere beyond Nigeria. Aside from whatever I saw on TV. Cable TV wasn't a thing then.
Yeah.
So what we were very used to was our Nigerian TV and our Nigerian programs. But I was always curious to see what was outside. So except from maybe like movies, you see clips here and there. But when my dad got us Encarta, that just changed everything because now I could see much more. It's so easy to just put in the name of a country or ask about something. Which country can I find it? And then it's just so easy. They'll show you pictures and I'm like, wow, oh my God, this place is so beautiful. I want to visit. So I think that was where Encarta made it even stronger. And I'm like, when I grow up...
You want to be in these places?
Yes, I want to see as many of these places as I can possibly see. And that's when it was birthed. But then I didn't have the opportunities or the time. I was in school at the time, in no time I got into university. So I wasn't one of those people who started traveling when they were kids. Like I have friends who have passports that they were 2 years old, 3 years old. No. So for me, it was only after I finished university that I started traveling.
Wow.
Yes, it was after like the very year I finished, that was it. It was like, okay, now what's next?
And you racked up 99 countries already.
Oh, yes. It's easy to travel, to be honest. The two main things you need for travel is money and time. If you have money and you have time, very easily you can do...
those things are scarce.
I know.
Money and time.
I know.
God damn it.
But very easily you can do, even if you want, like 60 countries in a year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not difficult.
Right, money and time, yeah.
Yeah. This year alone, I've done 27 countries, of which 20 are new countries. Only 7 are repeat countries.
Wow.
And I didn't start traveling in January. I started traveling in March. And I've had many breaks of coming back home.
Wow, 27 already.
Oh, yes. My target for the year is 40. But now that I've seen September 2nd, my heart is cutting like, oh my God, am I sure I can actually do 40?
13 to go.
13 to go. But
let's talk about the experience of traveling though. So, 99 countries. I'm sure there are different experiences.
Yes.
Different, cultures that you've, basically been through. Maybe let's start with like for each of these countries, what's like the minimum number of days that you spend? And then what have been like the cultural differences that you've seen, especially when it comes to Nigeria? Okay,
so it depends on the country, what I plan to do there. And then like the size of the country. So there are some of these countries that are so small. It's like Lekki Phase 1. I mean, a place like...
country?
Yeah. San Marino. I kind of feel like maybe Lekki Phase 1 is even almost bigger than San Marino.
Wow.
It's so small that you typically don't need more than 5 hours. Worst case scenario. You've seen everything that there is to see. That's how tiny it is. Then places like the Vatican, which I think are more politically called countries as opposed to what a country actually embodies. The Vatican is like just a few square meters as far as I'm concerned. You can just walk through it at once and walk back and you're done. So those kind of places, those are day trips. Those are not places you stay for days because after the first day, there's really nothing to see.
You're basically done.
You're done. But then there are other countries now that are so big that you will have to be smart and plan your time in such a way that you don't stay too long. If you stay in those countries for even 2 months, you will not have seen half of the things that are available to be seen. So I pick and choose and do my selections before I go. So there are some countries I spend 1 week. There are some countries I spend 2 weeks. There are some countries I spend 3 days. So these are the factors that come into play, on how long I stay in a particular country. And then if the country was really difficult to reach, I don't want to get there and spend just 3 days. I want to be there for at least a week.
Yeah.
But then typically, you don't really need more than 8 days, depending on what you plan to do. So some people travel, maybe they're writing a thesis about the place. You would need to stay much longer.
Yeah, too.
Some people are going for vacations. The average vacation after 8 days, anything else you are doing is just chill because your body resets after 8 days.
Is that scientific? Or just
yes, actually.
From your experience? Really?
It's proven a vacation that is past 8 days, you are just chilling really. But with 8 days, it can reset you. Yes, it can reset you properly. So it just depends. But for me, I'm traveling for adventures. That's what I travel for. And to see these countries, mingle with locals. So yeah, like I said, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 1 week, sometimes 3 days. It just depends on what I plan to do in that country.
Okay, so I want to talk about culture of different countries, but before that, before you make your travel plans, what are those things that you note? Like, do you research the country first? Like, what determines which country you want to go? I guess go to.
Okay, so first things first, I must research because some of the things I'm going to do in the country, I would need to find out the process and the procedure. There are some things you can't show up and book. There's some things you have to pre-book. You book ahead of time. So normally I would research to know if the country has the kind of things that interest me. So the idea for me is to see every country in the world. I'm not just traveling for fun. I want to see every country that there is on planet Earth. And with my Nigerian passport, which is another conversation, So I research the place. I see what it has. So like I like water a lot. If a place has water, mountains, rivers, that kind of stuff, it's higher up on my list than for places that don't have beaches or don't have mountains or things like that. Eventually, I'll do all, but my priority for now are these ones that really catch my interest. I like caves. People find it spooky, but I find it both spooky and interesting at the same time. So these are the kind of research that I will do. And then thankfully, Instagram has helped a whole lot.
Really?
Like I can write a book on travel pre-Instagram and travel now that there's Instagram. It has made life, I can say, like at least 90% easier.
Why?
Because before, these locations and destinations, as a lay person, you will have to search to even know the name of the country.
So now it's very easy to find them.
It's all over.
Yeah.
Because now, you know how they say the world is like a global village now. It is true. There's so many people from different parts of the world all on Instagram. If you travel, they typically show you people who travel as well and show you interesting things from other countries. So sometimes I only find out about a country from Instagram. Yeah, you have the whole list of all these countries, but then they are just names. They're just alphabets. There's no life to them until maybe you see someone from that country that is showing you stuff from their country and immediately your interest is piqued. When I went to Seychelles in 2013, people didn't know the word Seychelles as when I went. Now, I just heard it and saw it in a documentary. And I'm like, wow, I've never heard about this place before. And I started checking, how do I go to Seychelles? What visa do I need? And I found it was visa-free to go to Seychelles. And that was it. I went and started looking for which airline goes to Seychelles. I bought a ticket and I went. But then I had to research a little more deeply because it's not like now that the information is so liquid, it's at your fingertips. With things like ChatGPT,
it's even like it's a breeze.
Back in the day, to book a hotel, we didn't have all those apps to book hotels now.
Yeah.
So you would have to find the hotel's website, go there and book. There are no reviews, there's nothing. So ultimately, when you get there, what you see is what you see. But now, there are 1,000,001 of all these apps. You can read reviews to know if what they have out there is true or not, whether you should stay, whether you shouldn't stay. And it has simplified the process so much. So traveling now, logistics-wise, is way much easier. I can find a tour guide online even before I get to the country. I've made all my arrangements for everything I want to do. I have paid for everything I want to do. I just show up. They can pick me up from the airport and we continue. So it's a lot easier now. Then the culture part of it, I think it gets to a point where you just get used to it. I mean, you know the way you're going. Nobody speaks English. They don't speak your language. You're just lucky to find a few people in public places now who speak English, or maybe your tour guide. And that's it. That's all for it. But now it's easier with things like Google Translate that we didn't have back in the day. Back in the day, you don't understand the language. You don't understand the period. There's no help. You're going to have to fumble your way through it. But now it's a lot easier.
So how do you use Google Translate? Like, you just...
In fact, now there's even the voice one. And me saying Google Translate, trust me, I'm still in the old school. Because now you have tiny little devices where you just speak English to, and it translates it to the language of
language.
Yeah, to the local language for whoever you're talking to. So it's very easy now. Not knowing how to speak the language of any country now is no longer a deterrent for not being able to go there, because these apps have made it pretty easy. To just, and now we have things like Wi-Fi. You can call your mom immediately and say, back in the day, it was much more difficult.
Difficult to access.
Yeah, because Wi-Fi didn't even come at, WhatsApp didn't come at the very early stages.
Yeah.
So making international calls was very expensive. But now with WhatsApp, you just need Wi-Fi. Even from the airport, I can call and say, mommy, I'm here already. I'll let you know when I get to the hotel. It has just made it so much easier.
So culturally, I mean, for a lot of Nigerians who probably haven't traveled, are there countries that you say, hey, man, we're not that bad in Nigeria. Or this place, these guys are just like us, man. Like probably worse. I don't know, maybe like the traffic, maybe like their government.
Yeah.
Like are there places like that you've been to?
Oh, plenty.
That maybe we just, here we probably think maybe it's not.
Plenty. And really? When I get to those kind of places, I'm like, they are just abusing us in Nigeria for nothing. There are people out there who are worse than us.
Wow.
I'll give you an instance. When I went to Laos, Laos it's close to Thailand though. So Laos, I went there from Cambodia and I went by road. So when I got to the land border, first off, I got my visa before getting to the border. But every other person that was traveling on that bus with me did not need a visa. Or rather, they got their visa on arrival. So as soon as the bus got to the immigrations, everyone comes off. They all go to the windows, pay the money. They put their visas on it. I got mine before I came.
Before you came in.
A full sticker visa paid for. I got it from their consulate. But then on getting there, I was even the first to present my passport. They were like, I should wait. And then they started attending to everyone until that entire bus was full.
Wow.
Yes. And then they called me in to an office. I'm like, Now, these are things I'm used to. Traveling on a Nigerian passport, you see that a lot. Sometimes you can take it. Other times it's just very annoying. And the guy says, yes, so how much am I traveling with? I said, in cash, not a lot, but typically I travel with my card. I don't feel safe moving around with cash. He said, yes, but how much do I have with me? And I brought out my purse. It was like $1,100, which on a normal day is even a lot for me to travel with.
That's US dollars.
Yes. But then within Asia, I hear you should have money. They want to see money as proof. He said, no, not enough. I have to have $2,000 to be able to go to Laos. I said, well, I'm spending 3 days. I have my hotels already fully paid for. I have all my excursions paid for already. I don't think I need more than this. And even if I need more than this, I have my card. It says, no, not allowed, not allowed. You have to go back to Cambodia. I was a bit confused because I'm like, first off, I didn't really see this anywhere. And what exactly? Then he was a bit more aggressive. So I kind of suspected something was off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't know what it was. So when I left the office and I went out, then some random guy just walks up to me. I had seen that guy pacing up and down all the while I was sitting there. I was just watching. I had seen him pacing. He now came. That is there a problem? I said, well, yeah. He says the man inside says I need $2,000 before I'm allowed in. I have $1,100 and I have my card with me. So I really don't get what the problem is. He said, you have $100? I said, yes, give me. Give me your passport. And then he said, put in passport. Then I put the $100 in the passport. I give it to him. It wasn't even 5 minutes. They just called me to the window. Yeah, stamp the passport. That's everybody there was looking at me like they did not know what just happened. Like they did not know that this guy, they had sent him to come to me to collect money. They stamped it in and I just took the passport. I just left. So, I mean, in my mind, okay, yeah, criminals, but maybe a one-off. When I got to that Laos, every single human being was trying to run me streets. Everybody, everywhere. I'm like, wow. After the second day, I just stayed in my hotel till it was time to leave. I said, I'm not doing anything here again. Like everybody was trying to cheat me. Everybody. The photographer on the streets, the local vendor selling coconut water, everyone was just trying to cheat me. I stayed in my hotel until it was time to go. I caught my flight and headed straight to Thailand. So there are many. Look, the way you say we have criminals here in Nigeria, we have them in every part of the world. It's not just Laos. They will try to game you. They will try to run you street. So crime or people who are not honest is not exclusive to Nigeria. They just lie.
So how do people research this stuff? How do you say, okay, look, if you're going to this country, man, these are the areas you got to avoid?
Yes. So there are travel communities that it will be helpful for you to belong to. Many of them very unorthodox, but then you will get travel information from there. So on Instagram, I'm on 2 of those communities. And then there are forums where I don't want to be mentioning too many names here, but there are forums also online where if you're going to a particular country, you can go there and ask a question, what do I expect from here? And then people who have been there before or people who live there kind of like give you, heads up, like, brace yourself for this, brace yourself for that. And then the regular one-on-one, somebody who has been to this particular country, you want to go, you go and ask them, how was this place like? What are the people like? So I do that a lot as well. And a lot of people reach out to me, to ask for this kind of things. So that's the only way we're able to wing it, up until now. But that's pretty much your only way to get like heads up or insight about a country before you go.
Makes sense. There's also this talk about Nigerians being everywhere. Like, you've been to 99 countries now. So, I mean, have you seen Nigerians everywhere you go?
No, there are a few places that I went to that, like, it's only me until I leave. I'm the only black person in sight. I'm telling you. Like, I get on a plane. I'm the only black person on that plane. I get to the country. I don't see any other black person until I leave the country. Now, I'm pretty sure that there might be a few. But then to be in a country for up to a week and you are the only one that looks like you is something. And it has happened to me countless times.
Where is this? Southeast Asia? South America? I doubt South America though. But
when I went to Prague, it was only me that was like me. And in fact, I haven't been to South America at all. But Central America was my last trip before I came back to Nigeria now. I was very surprised that I got the kind of stares that I get in Europe, in Central America. So as much as they are not white people, their skin is not completely like mine.
Where is Central America? Like which country?
Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala. They all look very different from me. Very different. But the way they were staring at me in those regions, I kind of felt like when I was in Prague or Liechtenstein or Lithuania or Latvia. These were places I barely saw. That's not barely. I didn't see any other person that looked like me, there. But in my mind, it's Central America. They are not too far from us.
From us, yeah.
Yeah, even their food self. They have rice and beans. They have plantain. I'm like, it's going to be like I'm in familiar territories. But then, I don't know, for whatever reason, they found me very interesting there. They would look at you. The kids will have their eyes wide open. They're looking like, like they haven't seen something like this before. But I got that a lot in Central America. And that was where surprised me a bit. I didn't think it would be like that. When I'm going to Europe, I'm prepped. I'm ready. I know that some of those countries, you go to places like Serbia, places like Montenegro, very few. If you travel with people like you, then yeah, but otherwise.
So no Nigerian communities in those places like?
No, there are places you won't see Nigerian communities or still. Yeah, there are still a few.
But which African countries do you see more? Is Nigerians, Ghanaians, South Africans? Who do you think like?
It's Nigerians, so we carry the cup.
Wow.
No, it's Nigerians. When I went to Belize, then that's in the Caribbean. The very day I arrived, I met an Igbo man. The very day I landed, I met an Igbo man. I was shocked because I only got to know the name of that country shortly, like a few weeks before I actually visited. So in my mind, maybe our people don't too know this place. I met an Igbo man that has been living there for 20 years.
Wow.
20 years. He said he's been living here for 20 years.
20
he really likes it.
years.
Yeah. He has a legitimate business there in
what kind of business is that kind of person?
Tourism business. So like Belize, tourism is what sells the most, you know. So he's into tourism. He has boats.
So for some of these countries, what do most Nigerians do? Like the ones that you've got, like, is there any country that you've been to that you've seen businesses that Nigerians are doing? You're like, what? Like, really? This kind of place?
Let me see.
Like this?
None has been anything that shocked me, that I was surprised to know that.
But mostly
Nigerians
business people, though.
Yeah, mostly business people. Mostly business people. People who have like proper standing in the society, not illegals. So that thing is, I don't know, I don't want to be quick to say it's a bit of a misconception, but then we have a lot of Nigerians abroad who are running legitimate businesses. It's not all the Nigerians who are abroad that are running the streets, you know, the way they make it seem, because maybe you caught a few of them on the streets. There's much more of them who own and run legitimate businesses in these countries. So Vietnam, I haven't been to Vietnam yet. But when I was trying to go was the very period, in fact, the very week that they gave us a soft ban. They didn't announce it. They didn't make noise about it. But you see that your application, it will be there. Nothing will happen to it. Then they'll send it back. You will put more details. You will send it. They will send it back. I was like, what exactly is going on? Then I made a video about it and I'm like, what is happening? Then I was reached from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If you don't know, they hear you when you talk. But I was reached by one of them. In fact, the guy reached me on WhatsApp. Straight,
wow.
straight. Yes, straight.
Probably got that
WhatsApp.
from your application or something.
Probably, introduced himself and said, look, this is what a lot of people don't know. Then he gave me background information now. So when they opened that portal for Nigerians to travel to Vietnam, at the time, it was only $25 for the visa. You apply online 3 days. Some people in 24 hours, they issue your visa. It was like, wow. So a lot of agents, bad agents as I call them, started to take advantage of it. So now they'll tell people, we can get you visa to go to Vietnam and we will get you work. But we'll first get you the tourist visa. First you will go there. When you are there, we'll now get you a job. So desperate people, they were just paying for this. But then it was all lies because when they get to Vietnam now, they don't get any jobs. Their tourist visa expires. They become illegal. They probably sold all their property to be able to get this. Yeah. And they don't want to come back home. Then they start running the streets. So this became on the rise. The legitimate community of Nigerians now in Vietnam, those who have legal right to stay, those who work there, have businesses there, then all came together and wrote a letter to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And they told them, this is what is happening here now. And Nigerians are beginning to run the streets. They are beginning to arrest so many of them. And if something is not done, I'm pretty sure these people are going to clamp down. They sent me a copy of that very letter.
No response.
Yes. And because of this, Vietnam did what it did. But the reason I said this is to let you know that there's usually always a legal community that they even have associations where they do stuff properly. These ones don't run the streets. But then somehow the people who make the news are always the ones who run the street. Yeah. So but then, yeah, very, very legitimate bunch of people. I'll give another instance, and I'm sure more people should know. In Houston. The Nigerians you have in Houston, they are reputable Nigerians. These are people who have jobs, real jobs. These are people who are heads of companies in that place. You won't meet street rats all around the corner, say Nigerians are there begging or doing one thing. They have businesses. I ate more Nigerian food in Houston than in Nigeria. Yes. Here we're going to fancy restaurants. There in Houston, I was eating amala. I was eating bread, ewa going, jollof rice made in our style. And these are restaurants you can see everywhere. Nigerian restaurants owned by Nigerians, So it's not every Nigerian there that is into one shady thing or another. Yeah, you have a few, but then I don't think they outnumber the good ones. It's just that the good ones don't make the news as often as the bad ones make the news.
Yeah. And pretty interesting the way, because done a few travels myself, and always fascinating when you see how Nigerian businesses culturally, the way you have Chinese food and all that.
Yes.
Now you start to see a lot of Nigerian restaurants abroad, and then people also walking into those restaurants. And pretty fascinating. Let's come down to Africa now, because I know you've been to a number of African countries as well. And just curious to know, because when you look at Africa most times, especially sub-Saharan Africa, people tend to look at it from a poverty point of view, poor, really bad. And what has been your experience? Because I am asking this question from an economic point of view, because sometimes those of us who sit down here and do all the macroeconomic computations and all that don't really understand what's happening in those countries.
Yeah.
So which of these African countries have you been to and you're saying, man, economically, these are potential countries. These are countries that, maybe they seem to be doing well business-wise. Yeah. And are there any ones that you've seen that maybe probably better than Nigeria?
So out of I think we have like 54 African countries.
Yeah, about that.
Yes, I've seen 18 of them. I'm not very proud that I have seen less African countries than European countries. But then again, some of the factors that affect travel,
which we're going to talk about that
yes. So from the African countries that I have visited, if I'll be honest, Nigeria still stands out. If I'm going to be completely honest.
In what way?
In everything. in terms of the economy, in terms of aesthetics, in terms of how people do things, in terms of
South Africa is finer than Nigeria.
No,
Kenya is fine.
yes.
Rwanda is finer than Nigeria.
That Rwanda, let's not even go there, because when I went to Rwanda, I'm sorry, as beautiful as it was, I was not very impressed. Maybe they had talked about it to a point where my expectations were much higher than they should have been. But then, to be honest, Abuja is a much better looking city than Rwanda. I say
really?
This, yes. Abuja is a much better looking city than Rwanda. We don't even give ourselves credit for the things that we do have. Now, if I'm talking about Nigeria, I have mouths too. I've been to 25 states in Nigeria. I have just 11 to complete 36. So I've seen many different parts of this country. And what we do have, the problem is we don't recognize it. We don't talk about it enough. And a lot of people don't even know what is inside this very Nigeria that we're living in. Nigeria has so many beautiful sites. Look, every country, called the biggest country in the world, they have their slum areas. They have the areas that are not pretty, the areas that the media doesn't capture as much. And then they have the very beautiful places that, it's all over the media. Nigeria is no exception. But I think what we need to do now is our internal PR. We have a very horrible job of Nigerian PR. So people out there, even people within Nigeria, I have people argue with me when I show them some of my videos from Nigeria. They're like, no, Bethia, no, stop. This cannot be Nigeria. Nigerians like me. So the job is, we're not telling people, we're not showing. These other places that we think is better than Nigeria, they just have a better PR than us.
So how come Nigerians are going to other African countries to get a job for the economy, whereas your point is, you think economically this is where everyone should be in Africa?
This country is one of the easiest places to make money, from my experience, if you are ready to make money. You see, a system that is slightly broken also presents a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, sure.
It presents a lot of opportunities. But then you see these people outside, they have sold us such a hot bread and butter story about their countries that we will do anything to live here and go there. Go and ask the people that are living there if it's the way they told them before they went there. That's if they will tell us the truth. If it's that they have money so much, it's on top of their table, they don't know what to do with it. It is still a struggle. You still have a ton load of bills to pay. You're going to manage yourself for as much as you can before things ease up a little bit. It's not as if you can't have the same here. It might be maybe a little more difficult. And also, if you have accepted the story of, it cannot work for me here until I go abroad, then don't waste your time here. If that's what you have told yourself, there's no way you are going to see that it will work for you.
Yeah.
Plus, our PR here is very bad. You see how we talk about ourselves on the social media. We will just say anything, throwing the country under the bus, as many opportunities as we get to. These other people, they don't do it like that. Plus, they intentionally organize how they clean up all the rubbish news and make sure only the good news is top front. They talk about Nigeria being dangerous. Some country, I don't want to mention any names, has the audacity to issue travel warning to Nigeria. A place where you can just be in the mall shopping and somebody will bring gun and shoot you. You didn't do anything to the person unprovoked. Do you know how many mass shootings happens in that country per month? Do you know how many Amber Alerts I get on my phone? They've kidnapped this person here, they've kidnapped that person here, they've kidnapped another person here. But here, because we started to do kidnap when, it's not as if that's the only thing the country is known for. We will post about it anyhow. We will talk about it anyhow. Last, what I've experienced from my travel, nobody wholly pass. But if you know how you put your best foot forward all the time, it's what people will see.
Yeah.
Okay, now thank God for social media, now Instagram, and amazing Nigerian photographers and videographers.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that too.
Oh my God.
Even me, when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. There was one I saw, even 10 million. I'm like, is this 10 million?
Yes, these places are real. I've used my eye to see all those things that you people see on this. God bless them. Those are the real national heroes. God bless them. Because without these people, some of us won't see these places. It's why people will still argue and say, no, it's not possible. It can't be real. What made me go to Seychelles? If you see the kind of pictures and videos those people have online about themselves, African country like us.
But I thought Seychelles is much better than Nigeria. The beaches and all that.
Beauty-wise, it is only matter. That place is fine. It's so fine that if you see the pictures, the first thing, when I showed my brother's pictures from Seychelles, he said, no, it's not really. It's Photoshop. In 2013, he said it's Photoshop. He said this cannot be real. Was what he told me.
Blue waters.
Yeah, I said I will find out. I will find out. When I got there, I saw that the pictures didn't even do justice. Those pictures were crap compared to what I use my eye to see. But then it's not as if we don't have fine beaches here.
Yeah.
Look, we have Obudu. You see that Obudu? Is one of the most, when I think of Obudu, sometimes tears just come to my eyes. I'm like, well, we thank God for everything. That place, we can use only Obudu and sell Nigeria. People from outside.
But they've killed it already.
They have. However, it's not something they killed that they cannot resurrect. Thank God it's not a human being that died. If they rebuild that place, if they put what they should put in that place is a world-class destination. Hear it from me. It's not more than what we travel to go and spend money on. But then the resort in itself, the cabins, they are old. Those things have been there for like 20 years.
Yeah,
no maintenance, they are dead. But if you look at the scenery of that place, what it has to offer, I camp in Obudu now. I camp, like when I go there, chill in the cabin for some time, we enter bush. I camp there. That's how amazing this place is. That's how beautiful. The weather, I think only Mambila, in Taraba and maybe Jos. I think these are the few places that have the kind of weather that it's like you're abroad. Where you have to go, you wear winter jackets, you wear gloves sometimes. Yeah, there are no air conditioners in Obudu. None at all. Only heaters.
Wow.
I'm telling you, only
As
heaters.
in the city itself?
The resort now.
Itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that even people that live around the locals, you don't need AC for anything. That place is cold. Like it's so cold and beautiful. But then we have spoilt it. If it's a place that can be resurrected, they build it again. We travel abroad, they'll tell us something they'll call glamping. They will now put plenty money. You pay $350 a night for a small dome-like looking thing because you feel so special. Something that we can get from China, how much? $20,000 can get you like 2. They bring them here, set them up here in the bushes. Everybody will be going there. We like good things. And we're ready to pay for good stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's not really available. Look at Bauchi. We have Wiki Warm Springs in Bauchi. Is it more than the places I go abroad and will pay gate fee to go there and go and look at it? That water is hot. If you go in the night, you'll see steam coming from the water. And it is the same temperature all year round, regardless of the weather, whether rainy season or dry season. If you enter and come out, you feel something in your body. But there's no light in the resort. There's no light. The gen comes on at 7 o'clock and goes off like 10 o'clock. And you know the north can be very hot. In the afternoon, you want to cry. These are things that are broken that can be fixed. At least they have animals there. There's game. You enter a car like safari.
So why are these things broken? Is it because they're all state managed? Like, why?
Yes. If these things became, when they decide to make these things private, right? When the private sector steps in, is the only time you will see any change with these things. Because so far, I'm sorry, but the government hasn't proved itself when it has come to these things. It's almost like
managing tourism, tourist sites and all that.
Cancel anything tourism and Nigeria say manage. No, just cancel it completely. It's not there. It's just not there. You go to a place like Erin Ijesha, that is so beautiful. Waterfall. How many layers of waterfall? When I went there, I think it was maybe like the king of the area that I went to see. I paid 500 naira. You write your name in one book. That's all. One tour guide will follow you. Like that was all I had to pay. But now, yes. But when you get there, you know how abroad they've made like staircases for some of these places. So it's easy to access. You know, some they've even put elevators. If you go to China, some of those, they are natural. They have elevators that will take you to the top. You can see everything. You know, maybe you have a few hotels around. You're on your own. There's no such thing as hotels. There's no first aid. Nobody's there selling food. There's nothing.
So Bethia, isn't that the same point? Isn't this why people are like demarketing Nigeria in code? Because they can't go to these places anyways. That's why they can't go there. We've not even talked about insecurity.
So it's not as if we don't have it. That's the first thing.
Okay.
So it's there.
Yeah.
But then there's a failure from our government to harness it in a way that makes it easy for people to access it. That's the real problem. And it's because we're not taking tourism seriously at all as a country. That's the only comma we have. You see this oil that we have, it's part of the problems we have in this country till today, if you ask me. Because if we didn't have oil, then we'll now look inwards and see other things that we can develop. Tourism is a sleeping giant. There's a lot of money. Look, let's even forget about Oibo is coming to visit our country. Only us inside here. We're over 220 million people.
Yeah, can actually make those things.
Yes, if we can get only 10% of our population to travel, that's a huge market and a huge advantage that we have.
Which comes to my next point, which is getting people to travel. So So if you're traveling around Nigeria, how do you move around? Is it these public transport? Because there are no rails. So what's your like journey, commute around Nigeria where you're traveling?
So let me explain it the way that I do it. Maybe it will help another person. So first off, even when I travel abroad, like within a country, I'm taking trips, even day trips within a country to see other destinations. So yes, you will move from your immediate zone if where you want to see is not there to another place. That's established. Now, I do know that in other countries, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to move around with the kind of public transportation that is offered. So the public transportation that is offered, these are very, very comfortable buses. Like, I would take those buses over an economy class ticket, plane ticket, anytime, any day. Some of those seats recline almost completely flat. They are serving you food on board. There's AC. You are watching TV. You are very comfortable. The bus, the shock absorber inside, it's like
you
will not even feel anything. Now, I know that here is slightly more different. And so for me in Nigeria, I travel privately. I also understand not everyone might be able to take private trips in Nigeria. Like I will get a car and a driver to take me anywhere I want to go that I cannot fly to. And for some of the places I go, you can fly up to a certain point and then from there, it's a road trip to your final destination. I do it privately because I'm able to afford it. Also, not everyone can afford it. Now, travel should not be as expensive if the proper public transportation is in order. So the problem we're having is most of our public transportations, they are not comfortable. Some of those buses look very gangster. They don't have AC. You are not, a lot of people don't want to do that. Now, these are small things that if they are sorted and taken care of, more people will be encouraged to travel. This still takes me right back to the government again.
So, Bethia, because I'm hearing you now and all I'm seeing are just opportunities. Like
plenty opportunities.
Economic opportunities everywhere. So with tourism, there's opportunity with hotels.
Yes.
Transportation.
Yes.
Tour guides.
Grocery stores. Hospitals, first aid.
So there are a lot of states, basically, that I guess you've been to and tourism can actually just be the only income earner for those states.
See.
Like which ones?
Nasarawa, Farinruwa. There's a waterfall in Nasarawa called Farinruwa. This waterfall is so fine. It is really, really high. If you see the water, State. I'm telling you, especially during the rainy season, if you see the water, this type that you can't get close without getting wet. You are just near it. The mist alone, your entire outfit you will be soaking wet before you leave that place. But when I went to Nasarawa, the year that I went, and I'm not even trying to be funny, I crossed 5 streams on foot and I walked for over 1 hour to get to the waterfall. There's where you reach, you park your car. It's leg now from that place to reach where you're going. It was a long walk. But you see that walk? It was one of the most beautiful walks ever. On the side, you are just seeing bushes, mountains, like nice stuff. I was seeing loads of cattle. People were rearing their cattle around. I was entering the same water that these cows were passing to make it to the other side. But then not everybody has that kind of energy to do that. You see,
you ain't worried insecurity or anything?
No. So part of the problems that I have in life is I'm very fearless. It's a problem. I've accepted it as it is. Fear no, they catch me. I'm not afraid of all those things, no. I just go when I need to go and I believe I will be fine. And I have never had one insecurity issue in all my travels. Amen. Like, it's grace of God. But then I wasn't worried. We got a tour guide, a local there that will take you to the place. And it's unofficial. There's one baba around the area that knows the road. Then when you are going, you appreciate him kind of thing. Nothing official, But I hear now, though, that they've paved the way in such a way that you can drive pretty close to the waterfall. You don't have to do all that long walks and, passing through the stream. But these are things that set in place, more people will go, okay, now set it in a way that people can pay to see it. People will pay. And it doesn't even have to be a lot of money. All these
things now, you ain't paying, you were just...
No, but I didn't pay anything. I didn't pay anything to go see any of these places. You just go. When I went there's a place called Sukri Kingdom. It's in Adamawa. It's 6 hours out of Adamawa. This place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Wow.
I found out about that place from an Oyibo documentary on YouTube. It wasn't even our people who documented it.
And it's a UNESCO heritage site.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are only 2 in Nigeria. Sukru Kingdom and Oshogbo Grove in Osun State. Those are
What's
the
so special about the Sukru Kingdom?
I can only show you picture. So they built that place with stones. They put the stone on top each other in a way that is just so beautiful to look at. And it's right on top of the mountain. It's like a self-sufficient community where they have everything.
Naturally built stones or community built stones?
The community put the stones together and built houses. But the way they arrange it, if you look at it, is very pleasing aesthetically, you know. And they live there on their own. They have been there. I told you the documentary was Oyibo people that I saw it from. They went, they did a documentary on the place, their culture, everything, you know. And when I went to visit, the warmest human beings ever. By the time I got to the top of the mountain, in fact, that day I was sick. It's just that I was already in the middle of the trip, so we are going to finish it anyhow it is. I was so thirsty and dehydrated. There was nowhere to buy water from. Wow. The locals went into their houses and brought me water from their earthenware pots, brought it in bowls, you know, brought cups for me to drink for nothing. It's not as if they wanted anything from me, but that's how nice and warm they were. Following me around, you know, the kids, everybody smiling at you and hiding behind a tree or something. The warmth I even get when I travel is priceless. And I'm like, but they say we are bad, though. Who is now telling lies inside this matter? And it's from everywhere I have ever been to. When I went to the north, I'm Christian. I went into a mosque. I asked to see the director of the mosque. They took me to him. I introduced myself. I told him I'm a traveler. I like to visit places, blah, 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 both locally and internationally. I basically introduced myself to him. He was so nice and warm to me. He called someone. He said, take her anywhere she needs to go around the mosque. Allow her take her pictures. Allow her make her videos, blah, blah, blah. That's a Muslim man. I'm a Christian girl. You know? So when they are saying, they will kill you, they will this, they will that, I'm like, well, I won't invalidate anyone who had a bad experience.
Sure.
But my own responsibility is to share my own story.
Yep.
If more people traveled and they shared their own story, maybe we'll see that this place is not as bad as they're making it out to be. Now, we're not without our faults. We're not without our crime, like every other country in the world. But I don't think it's as bad as they're making it out to be, because I have never even once been met with hospitality, with bad treatment. It has only been people being nice to me anywhere I've been in this country. And it's my own story, so I will share it regardless.
Of course. Let's talk about, I guess, the rave for last year, and probably going to be the rave this year as well, is Detty December. So that is coming now. And these days, I talk to my teenage kids, and nobody wants to do December travel outside Nigeria again. They're like, Daddy, no traveling. We want to be here for Detty December. All our friends are coming. And then you speak to maybe nephews and nieces abroad, and they're all dreaming of coming to Nigeria for Detty December. What is that like? What is that Detty December experience like for you? And are people losing a lot by always just coming to Lagos alone? Are there other places where it's happening?
See, the first thing I'm going to say is, I don't think we know what God has done for us with Detty December. You know, people think Detty December is just people are just coming here, they're just having fun, they are going back. Detty December is slowly cleaning our image. Detty December is slowly making people see that this country is not as dangerous as they have been making it out to be. Detty December, look, if our government knows what they are doing, they should latch on. This is more, you see, God gives people opportunities at different points in their life. I feel like Detty December, it's an opportunity that God has given to us. If our eyes will be open and we harness it well, of course, Detty December can go much, much, much more than Lagos. It's not because Lagos is what people know that they are coming to Lagos. Do people know about places like Obudu? Do people know about places like Wiki Warm Springs? Do people know about places like Erin Jesha? These are communities you will go. You know that as I'm talking to you now, there's an American man who is doing trips into Nigeria. He's bringing foreigners, Americans, into Nigeria to come and explore Nigeria. As I'm talking to you.
As his business.
As his business. An Oyibo man. He's American. He came here to Nigeria, tested and saw. He married here. He looked for one nice, beautiful, pretty Yoruba girl. Married the girl. It's part of his business now. He's bringing people in. So we are sitting down here looking. this foreigner has seen what is here that a lot of us have not seen, and is already beginning to harness it. We were still looking here saying it's dangerous to travel around Nigeria. No, I don't think I want to. The government can latch on to Dirty December. That thing is here to clean our image, because if foreigners all of a sudden can see Nigeria as a fun place that they want to come and end their year in, it's a big deal. Okay, they are coming here. They are sharing their experiences on the social media. How did Dirty December get popular? It's not social media.
Of course.
Look, my niece and my family was in Nigeria last year for Christmas. All my family, I'm talking my sisters, their husbands, their children, everybody. December was in Nigeria last year. Look, the kids didn't want to go back.
Wow.
They was like, what am I experiencing here? They didn't want to go back. My niece said that she was coming back to Nigeria in May. Now she was scheduled for a trip to Japan in May of this year. She said, no, that it's Nigeria she wants to come to now. I had to beg her. I said, I won't be around. I said, your auntie is traveling. If you come, there'll be nobody to take care of you. Don't worry. We'll do it again.
So what's the
December.
fun though?
What's the fun is Lagos is a party city. See, in this, we're happy here. We know how to have fun. We know how to enjoy. We know how to go out and make a lot of noise about it. And thanks to Instagram, the world started to recognize. That's how people started to come here. Okay, the people they are told that if you come here, they will kill you. Don't come. Oh. They are coming here. They are saying that nobody killed me. Oh. I had a fantastic time. Like, I had fun. Perhaps I'll do this again next year. Some people bought their Dirty December tickets while they were enjoying the current Dirty December of last year.
Yeah.
So if the government can latch on it right now and start fixing things they need to fix in a lot of these other states, it can go past Lagos. Calabar can enjoy inside. Even the north can enjoy inside. All around the country, all those places that we have.
Because it kind of just sounds like, and I hear you, because it kind of just looks like it's only Lagos state and maybe
it's only Lagos.
Some things that are taking advantage. So others are just sleeping on it. They don't know how huge this can be. Because at some point, they'll start getting bored of Lagos and then they want to go to other places.
Now, this is the time.
Fun.
You watch CNN sometimes, you see where there will just be a break, then you just see one advert. The Maldives.
Yeah.
Or you just see the Seychelles.
Yes.
You just see those things. I'm like, wow, I want to go here. Where's our own? Where's our own? All the Tayo I know, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
That are making bomb-ass videos of Nigeria that even you as a Nigerian, you look at those videos, you just be proud. Really you'll be happy. Yes. Why are they not putting those videos out there on CNN for the rest of the world to see? Why are we not covering these places? Let them see what we have. We're not selling our market. We want people to buy it.
Yeah, you're right. And then you watch my club Arsenal, and then you see Rwanda here. You're not seeing. Like, meanwhile, they probably have more fans here.
Yes.
Here in Nigeria.
I say we have people making some of the best jerseys in this country. I'm on air. Let me not be calling names. Some of the best jerseys you ever see. There are people here making them in this Nigerian brands that our fellow Nigerians are buying and wearing. Why are they not putting those ones out there? Because they will wear it. It's not what those people are wearing. It's not even close to what we're making here for local jerseys.
All right. So traveling. Let's now talk about the challenges with traveling as well, because I do know that if there's one thing Nigerians hate the most or Nigerians despise, is the challenges with the green passport and visas and all of that. And I've watched you a few times on Instagram rail on some countries.
I've cried. And borders.
Like, why does this happen all the time though?
So it's an image thing. And first off, I can tell you that everything has an expiry date. It's my personal opinion. When it's happening though, it's not fun. But then with what is happening now, I think slowly but surely, I see a time coming where, and in fact, it's already happening. You see, before, from my early days of travel, when you say you're a Nigerian, it's almost like a red flag. But it's not like that again, no. It's changing, no. Because when you say you're a Nigerian, it's like, oh, the first thing they associate with it now is something fun. They'll be like, Davido.
Afrobeat.
Rema. They are calling names of our artists. First off, Nigerian music. There's nowhere you want to go in the world right now that they're not playing all these things. You just enter a regular cab in Serbia and Montenegro.
Wow.
And you are hearing Rema. You are hearing Davido. You know how many times I've had to say, oh, wow, that's from my country. That's from myself. I'm happy to tell you that this thing you are hearing is from my country. Yeah. So I feel like slowly but surely, now they are no longer looking at you like you are a thief. when you introduce yourself to regular tourists in the streets that you are Nigerian, what immediately they say is something pleasant. So thank God, they might know the bad things, but pleasant things are beginning to become associated with our name. And that's something that entertainment has really, really done for the image of Nigeria. You see all these our artists, the government should be paying them money because the work that these people are doing for our image, the government is not even doing it. So they are now like our ambassadors.
Yeah.
They're like our ambassadors. They are the ones going out.
And let's not forget Nollywood too.
Oh, never ever forget that. But in fact, they started it actually. Nollywood actually started it even before our Afrobeats, became such a big thing. We are sought after now. In fact, our Nigerian entertainers now, it's like they are even now beginning to do their abroad thing more than us. Why is it still difficult with
visa? Like, why are we still having visa issues?
There are many countries that we have been blacklisted in. This is like punishing the child for the sins of the father. It's the only way I can explain what the situation is now with our visa. Because some of these crimes that a lot of these countries are holding us to and are so mad at us for, it's not even us. Maybe it was like in the era of the daddies and the mommies. Now they'll tell you they have how many hundreds of Nigerians in jail there. Go and ask for the ages of all those Nigerians that you have in jail there and see if any of them is in their 20s or in their 30s.
Probably much older people.
Yes. And now they are holding it on us. You see, money is younger now. Money is getting younger in Nigeria. The age of our social media and all has made things easier. People now have occupation content creator and you can survive on it. People are running businesses on Instagram. They can survive on it. I'm running my business on Instagram. And I can tell you that it is not small in any way at all. So things are easier now. I feel like that desperation for let me eat is not as bad as in those days. Yeah, because the opportunities were limited without the media that we have now. And it's not an excuse for whatever crime anyone committed, but it's just a way to understand the current situation of what exactly is happening. So you see that eye that isn't looking at us that time is the eye that is still there.
What kind of government do to change this then?
The government needs to do PR. What kind of a government does not do PR? In life, what kind of a human being does not do PR?
And now that you're saying PR, because in one of our other podcasts, Drinks and Max, I think it was Tunji who mentioned once that even the current government doesn't do enough PR. And we're like, I really? So it kind of sounds like maybe the PR they do is more about their own policies, not PR about
the country.
About the country.
See, there's something you do to clean up somebody's image. Ugo, if the perception you had about me is, this girl is one really scattered girl, she's a bit unkempt, she doesn't take very good care of herself. If I know that that's what you know about me, if I want to show myself to you, do you think I will come in that way? I will wear a wig. I will dress up. I will look as neat as I possibly can just to change the perception
image,
of. So the truth is, even people who didn't have bad images are doing the best to put their best foot forward. We already
have those that have bad images already.
And then you're not doing anything. And we have channels to change this. Okay, I'll give you a very simple example and solution. We have international celebrities from Nigeria. I'm not just talking that you are popular in Nigeria. No, you are popular all over the world. If they call your name in many sectors, chances are that there will be many people who know you.
Yeah.
That's a big tool in our hands that we are not using. You see these people, take them, carry them to these destinations, fix things you need to fix in this destination, use them as the PR, pay them whatever they ask you to pay them for it, and start putting it out there. It's that simple. One small influencer sitting down in the corner of their house is doing things that is making the government see and try to change things here and there. And then you think a whole government, if we decided to do that, it will...
Deliberately, yeah.
Let me give you a small example. When I had that issue with that airline that time, that I came and made a video, the video went viral.
Yeah.
Now, I did it because, when you get to a point where you're frustrated, there's nothing else for you to do. I was just like, I was boiling. I said, no, I have to do this. I knew if I called my mom at that point in time, she would say, no, don't do it, we'll settle this. Or if I called my siblings, they'll say, no, you don't want that. I didn't care, I didn't call anybody. I just pulled my hand luggage, put my phone, made that video, put it out there, it went viral.
Yeah.
At the time this thing happened, till today that I'm talking to you, my social media is what, 23,000? I don't have 1 million followers yet.
But you created an impact with that.
That time I was not even 20,000. I think I must have been like maybe 10 or so thousand followers. But people heard. Do you know that on their site now, that thing, they have changed it. They changed it because of me. They changed it because they were summoned. The NCAA got involved. They summoned them. The vice president of Turkish Air had to come to Nigeria on top of that matter. No, this is what we have to do, blah, blah, blah. You have to change it because it's not right, So now it's clear if you go on the site. They'll tell you, yes, if you have a layover of 21 hours, we'll give you a hotel or we'll give you a tour package, whichever one you choose. However, you will collect your visa from your country before you come. It's not the one that they hid it in, like you do landing page, another page, then it's somewhere there where nobody will see.
We'll see it.
Now, at the point of you are getting it, it is clear there for you. But how did it happen? Somebody that was angry and crying made a video, put it out there with not even a lot of followers, and that was able to be changed. So imagine that our government now is using this tool in a much different way. Get our people. So look at what happened to that festival in Ijebu-Ode, Ojude Oba. What blew that festival? You know, they told me that they've been doing that thing for
years. Yeah, it was the guy. Years. It was, yeah.
Tayo I now went there, made a video, and that guy, Mr. Steez, that was all. Now this festival is
it's not a big deal.
There's no space again in that stadium. They cannot do it there next year again. There will be stampede.
Yeah.
They will have to build somewhere different. How did he open up to the world? Very simple, very small. But we have this and we're not using it. We're not. This thing of cleaning up our image, it's not a hard job. It's not even difficult. But the government has to take charge. What is even happening now is we, the civilians, locals, is the small one we are doing that is even working.
Time is almost up, but I want to touch on two subjects before we close. The first one is JAPA. All right, so we've seen a lot of Nigerians, JAPA. Even though JAPA seems to be going down now, how come you've never thought of, like, all these countries just say, you know what, this is the place that I've settled. Oh, no way, I'm not coming back to Nigeria again. I'm just going to be there.
So
why hasn't that happened to you? And why do you think it's happening to a lot of people, though?
First off, the people that get to the point where they're like, I'm tapping up, I'm tapping out. It's hope. When people lose hope or when people lose faith in a particular system, that's when they tap out. More often than not, and they can afford to tap out because that tapping out is a lot of money. However, for some of us, it's not even as if our faith is the strongest or is the biggest. But then I just feel like I can make it work. To be honest with you, as of today, the only reason why I want another passport is because of mobility, ease of travel.
Yeah.
I've cried at
because
too
you've
many
been doing
borders.
all this and it's Nigerian passport
all of my Nigerian passports. You see that 99 countries is all of my Nigerian passports. All. I don't have another passport anywhere. I don't even have permanent residency anywhere as of today that I'm talking to you. Now, I would love to have another passport that gives me ease of travels because visas is not beans.
Yeah.
Within Africa alone, we need 35 visas to travel around. We have 54 countries in Africa. I need 35 visas to travel within Africa. So even within my continent alone, safe is a problem. Foreigners have easier access to Africa than Africans have access to our own continent. These foreigners are the ones that came and put the border out. They went. Then we are now enforcing the border that they put. Then they went and removed their own borders. Within Europe, I mean, if you have a Schengen visa, you can travel to like 40, legally or officially like 29 countries. Unofficially now, it's more than 40 countries. Those countries that have applied to join the Schengen agreement, but the application hasn't been granted yet. However, one of the terms and conditions is you open your border, allow access. So like 40-something countries. But within Africa alone, I cannot go to where? Thank God, Kenya is now visa-free. I can't go, if it's West...
go to South Africa without a visa.
I can't go to South Africa without a visa. I can't go to places like...
even North Africa.
Zambia, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, all those countries I need visas to visit. Botswana, Mozambique. I know Nigerians that have been turned back from borders. From African countries, they will not allow them enter because of what? Because of a visa. They can't even help us and do visa on arrival and collect money, but make it on arrival. We get there, okay, give us the visa, but give us on arrival. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
However, like I said, mobility is what will make me get another passport. I'm working on getting another passport because, so I'm seeing 100. Yeah, the country I'm visiting for my 100 country doesn't require a visa. So I've seen 100 countries. with my Nigerian passport. It's still plenty. 97 is left.
To go.
Yeah, 97 whole countries
more than
left.
halfway already.
Yes, but to go through some of the things that I went through with this 100, I really would prefer to just be able to move. Now, it's not because I've lost hope or I don't like my country, but it's because I want to move around more easily.
Yeah.
I don't want my passport to be
To be a hindrance.
Or to cause
So you think
problems.
that's why some people JAPA as well, though?
Oh, yes, now. Some people have applied for visas. How many times here and there they deny them, they cannot move straight.
So once they just get that one, like, you know what, I'm just staying here.
Yeah, many of them. And then we now have cases of people who are only there because they want to collect passport. Once they collect passport, trust me,
they are coming back here.
They are coming back here.
Yeah.
Like they're coming back once they get a passport. So that I think is one of the main reasons a lot of people. And then all these, no light sometimes and things like that. Some people just don't have the energy to deal with that. They just want, some people, let me even tell you, it's not even about I'm going there to make more money. No. For them, it's like, let me go to a place where the basics of life is available. Let me have good roads without issues. Let me have electricity without issues. Let me be able to move around the world when I please without issues. It's not necessarily about I'm going to a place where I'm going to be getting more money than I was getting in Nigeria. They just want a better quality of life.
Yeah.
So there are different classes of people like that. For some others, that they have denied visas till they are tired. They're like, no, my kids will never go through this. And because of that alone,
they want to do that.
Yes, they want to do that.
All right, last question, Bethia. Your travel and a lot of things you do must cost you a lot. So what's the business around this travel? Like, how do you make money from it?
Okay, so when I started off with travel, it was real estate primarily that funded my trips. When I got into real estate in 2016, I was very, very blessed. I hit the market running. I had to educate myself because I had no training or proper education about land when I started, but on the go, like I was learning on the go and I did really well. Every year I won awards for real estate. So the money was good and, the money kept coming. As a matter of fact, till today, to be honest. However, I found that with real estate, the only thing that excited me was when I was able to sell land to women. Because in my experience, it was a male-dominated field. It was men buying. I'll sell up to 50 plots of land at a go, and there's only one woman on the list. So I really wanted a situation where women own more land because I felt like women can own land. Women have access to money. Women may not have the kind of money people think, but women do have access to money.
Yeah.
So I started that around the later period, and I saw quite a lot of numbers with women. In fact, at one time, I think like another 52 set of women, I was able to set up a system where about 52 women were able to buy land. So I found that was the only time I got satisfaction from real estate. It paid the bills, which was really good. But travel, it was just paying my bills for travel for the longest time. But then sometime last year, I just started having everyone tell me like, Alpha, you know that you can make a business from travel. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But I was doing these things for free already. I was planning trips for people, friends and family for free, getting visas for them for free. Because when you go to some of these countries, then I meet people, I meet travel operators, I meet some people, immigrations and all of that. So I can get visas easily for people. Places like Tanzania, Egypt, Indonesia, Singapore. I have agents in all these places. And I was doing it for free. But they're like, you are leaving money on the table. You might not think it's a lot of money, but look into it. It got to the point a friend of mine said, oh yeah, give me a name. I want to register a company for you. I'm like, I don't know. She said, you better give me a name before I slap you. Before you know it, I had a fully registered company last year that I've just been.
Just last year?
Yeah, just last year.
All this while?
Yeah. All this while, it was May last year. It was May
What's
last year.
this company called?
Explore with Bethia.
Look at that.
And then I took it seriously and I was shocked. To be very honest, I didn't think anything would come from travel. I just thought it's one of those things. But since everybody in the world, down to my mom, my own family, they look at this seriously. And I got to find out that the travel space is greatly underserved. Greatly underserved.
Local or international or like?
Local and international. is greatly underserved.
Wow.
Yes, because it's one area where you need a bit of experience or you need to be really street to be able to run. And not as many people travel as I have traveled. Also, a lot of people trust me naturally because I'm a traveler. I'm not just some agent who hasn't traveled that is telling you, I can do this for you. If I'm planning a trip for you anywhere, 99.9% of the times I've been there, I've experienced it. I can show you pictures and videos.
Yeah.
So
it's
firsthand, it's easy. And then that's how people just started coming. Companies. I'm like, what's happening here? Wait, so this was not the plan. But then my travel business is now paying for my travels.
Wow.
Yes.
Look at
and
that.
honestly, it's very surprising to me because I would never have imagined ever
that would happen. So you're doing what you love, what you're passionate about, and now that is basically funding your business.
That is funding my business now. Like, if I don't do anything else and I face only this travel, I promise you I'm good. I'm good because it's a lot of people. You're planning trips for families. You're planning trips for companies. You're getting visas. There's money in every aspect of it. There's money in every aspect of it. So I'm very grateful that I have a lot of people who trust me and who keep referring me to people. And then now I focus my energy now on travel to see how I can make it bigger, how I can serve people, better from my travels. And it's very, very interesting, I promise you. And I enjoy it as well. Like it's so easy for me to do because I've been doing this for myself and even for friends for the longest time. So it doesn't even feel like work to me, but then I'm getting very well paid from it. I can't even lie.
Wow, it's been fascinating talking to Bethia on the coffee table. Had so much fun doing this. And Bethia, I think we're going to have you on this set again very soon so that we can talk a little bit more about the business side of what you're doing. It's just incredible. Maybe on Drinks and Mics, who knows? Probably have you on it. This has been the coffee table. It's been an amazing session talking to Bethia. I hope you guys have learned a lot about travel and with Bethia's experiences and all. Of course, you can follow Bethia on Instagram. She is easy to be found. Queen Bethia. So you have her handle on the screen already, so that you can follow as well, just as you also follow Nigerians TV on Instagram. And thank you, Bethia. It was amazing having you here.
Thank you so much.
All right, great. Until we do this again next time, do have a profitable week ahead. Bye.